welcome to my little urban homestead and welcome to Fabric Friday. I've decided I do not like that one at all, and I found that a yard of this fabric that has got different pictures on it, farmyard things, and so I've cut out one and I like it because it's white and there's white in it, whereas there's none of this creamy beigey colour. So I cut out a square same as this, and this is what I'm going to use on the other one, so they're both going to have them. I can't figure out which way's up and which way's down. Yeah, they're both going to have exactly the same picture in the middle. Just to show you a bit closer, that's that, and this, and it just brightens it up no end. I've actually stitched the other one down, so I'll now show you how I did this middle bit. I've learned with doing these that the first thing that you should do, really to help yourself to stop the fabric turning and leaving the wadding batting on show, is just to get a couple of pins to hold it in place, and then take it to your machine and just zigzag down on the edge all the way around it. There you are, you can probably see my zigzags all the way around it. This it's on the largest stitch length as well. It's just basically to help you, because it does two things. One, it attaches this front fabric to your wadding batting, and two, it helps to squash it down around the edge, so it makes it easier for you to turn the other piece over, which is what I'm going to set up for now. I start on a corner, never gone for the middle bit, but gone on a corner. So you remember to set your stitch length back to 2.5, and your stitches back to straight stitches, and drop your needle and bring your bobbin thread up. I have white bobbin thread and blue top thread. I've got two cones of it. One is this beigey colour and one is the navy black that I'm using, Serifil. It's extremely thin. I can't see that it says a weight or anything on it, but the English don't seem to do weights. But it is very, very thin. So now, I know my hand's going to be in the way at times, and I apologise for that. So we started by folding the corner over. Sink my needle, go forward a couple, back a couple. If you've got the locking mechanism, the locking system on your sewing machine, then use that. And just slowly go round the edge, and because you've zigzagged them together, they hold together, and you're not fighting trying to get three pieces together. It's just the two. Pin out because I don't want to accidentally sew over it. Make sure it's all tucked in. And just slowly turn your work as you're sewing, because it's only a gentle curve. way to the end. Needle down and pivot. You can either bring your foot up, or as I've got the knee lifter, I use that. So bring it round and do the same again with this side. Fold it all over. You're best doing that when your presser foot is up. Get it in place and then stitch. You can see how it's going. I'll just do these two and it'll be all stitched down. Should have trimmed that first of all, not very batty. It's sticking out. In fact, I will now. So don't be afraid to stop, pull your work out, get it how it is easier for you to do. It's difficult enough as it is sewing without making it more difficult on yourself. So it's here, it's just sticking up a bit, and I don't like that. Just sticking out too much. And that's all I've done. Just trimmed it off. And that corner looks like it'll be alright. If you want to, you can turn it over and put a pin in it. But since it's several layers, that can be a little bit on the difficult side. I aren't bothering bringing my thread up. That pin's sticking in me. Yes, it will be a bit too long. So before I get there, it's just trim it up slightly. Sometimes you need to do this, sometimes you don't. Apologise again for my hand being in the way. If you need to get a stiletto, if you've got one, or just use your seam ripper and tuck it exactly where you want it to go. And there you can see. So these now just need turning over and stitching down. So I'll have to think, do I leave the navy thread in or do I change to white? I'll have to think about that. I have finished quilting this one and this one. And as this is the one that I showed you first, I'm going to show you now what to do. I've changed back to my normal foot. Slide it under. Now because we've been quilting underneath it and these are on the bias, it's making an even bigger, they've stretched and it's making them even bigger. Doesn't matter. So let's find the cotton. Thread there. Drop my needle. Bring my thread up. Might help me if I just put a pin, just stick it in there so it's held more or less. Get the overlap more or less exactly the same. Pin in to hold it. Just until I get to the middle bit. It's stretched quite a bit up there. Never mind. Doesn't matter if it stretches. So there's a lot of thicknesses here for it to go through. So be careful with it. And just go around it. Take that pin out. I'll be using it again. To lock off his stitches. Now I don't bother cutting them and pulling it through and everything else. Just check that bit. Yeah, that's doing alright. I just pull up my needle, move to my next space, right down where I want it, and put that pin in to just hold it. Get to exactly where I want it to be. Drop my pen, my needle rather, to my work so it's easier for me to do, and do the same again. Just stitch that down. Just back tack us up. Touch. Again, let's fold this. Is it alright? Yeah. Fold this where we want it to go. And as I say, with moving it out of the way while I was quilting underneath, it stretched it even more, so you can get even more of a fold out of it, which is nice. Needle up, move to where you want it, needle down, turn your work, pin's done its job now. This is why I don't do it every single time, because it's a bit of a pain to do it. And as you can see, they're now fastened down on it. So that's fastened down, and these are as well. And it's to me like a 3D cushion cover. So that's all ready now for all the ends, trimming off the threads, trim down and put an envelope style back on it. Thank you, bye.